So here are the code I use to connect to the database. The database I'm using is the database we create in the semester 2 in the Java course. And here we are going to first import the two libraries, which is pandas and also SQLalchemy. And for line number 5, we are going to connect to the database by using the syntax, the create engine. And the content varies, depends on which database you are going to connect. And in the example, I'm going to connect to MariaDB, and it is the username and the password, and the address, and also the database. And then we can use the panda method. We can use the read SQL table to convert the database, to convert the table into a data frame type. So here in our database, we have one table called a coffee. And when we run the code, it will convert the coffee table into a data frame type. And the data frame type gives the user more control and more functions about how to manipulate the data. So once we convert into a data frame, and then we can print the information by using .info. When we run the code, so here you will see this is the informations about our coffee table. And then it has 3 columns. One is description, problem, and price. And all they have 18 entries. And all the entries are not null. And one of the price will be in the float type, and the other two will be in the object type. And later on, we can try to execute some SQL by the simplest one, which is the select. And we can use a read SQL from pandas, and then we can say select star from the coffee table by using the same database. And the result will be in the data frame type. And the result I will store in a new variable called SQL underscore df. And when I print the data frame, because of pandas, it will already print in a beautiful order. You can see that it will print the column name at the first row, and then it start printing all the rest. And notice about the index, it is added by the data frame. So you can see it start from index 0 and up to index 17. And they are all the content stored in the coffee table. And then we can also display the same table by only limiting some columns. Let's say if I only interested in displaying the description and price, I can use the data frame, and then I can use the data frame here as the input, and then specify which columns I'm going to print. And again, I can print the new data frame. So after executing the code here, I will have the same table, but only showing 2 columns. One will be description and the other one will be the price. And next, we are going to talk about how to perform insert and delete. So the same thing, I'm going to connect with the same database. And the first, I'm going to show all the information in the database. And I can also create a new data frame object using dictionaries. So I will say the first group will be a description group, and it contains a list having 2 entries, test 1 and test 2. And problem, I have also 2 entries, and price, I also have 2 entries. So I can also print the new data frame as a completely a standalone table. And then I can pass the table, pass the data framework, and pass it to the actual coffee table by executing dot to SQL. So this is the magic happens. So I can tell the functions we are going to insert into the coffee table through the connection. If the table is already having some entries, I'm going to append. So I'm going to add at the end, add to the last two entries. And the chunk size is just the flow to check the flow. So it makes the large data to be more one quicker. And for the index, I don't need to focus on any index, so it should be false. But at least you have to understand the append. And then I can also try to select the table again and see if there's any new changes. So let's say if I run the code. So the first, I will print the initial content, which has only 17 entries. And then the next one, I will create a temporary table. And the temporary table will consist of two entries, test1 and test2, with the corresponding value. And then after running the whole sessions, the two new entries will be updated to the coffee table. And when I print the same table again, I will see the thing is updated, and I will now see the two new items there. And in the end, I'm going to delete the thing I have just add, and it is one of the options. We can just perform the delete by directly connect to the engine. So for the engine, we also have the execute functions. So we can just use the simple SQL statement, delete from coffee where description equal to test1 and also test2. So after the deletions, my coffee table should only consist of 17 entries without the two newly added thing. So when I run the code here, you can see the result will have the only 17. So this is how we perform insert and delete by using pandas and SQLalchemy. And that's all for the demo. Thank you.